Hey guys, welcome to another video. Today is going to be on this makeup look here. So I wanted to play around with the new Dose of Colors liquid lipstick. This one is in Desert Suede. And if you see my last video, you know I did a whole first impressions and swatches on them. So I'll have that link down below if you want to check it out. But I also thought I would do a talk through video with you guys because I feel like I haven't done one in a long time. I tend to do voiceovers, so it might be a little long, but it's only because I tend to babble on and on and on about products, especially if I like them. And I'm kind of doing it now, so I'm going to stop and let you guys get into the tutorial. I hope you guys enjoy. If you did, make sure you give it a thumbs up and subscribe, and I'll see you guys in a second. Okay, so I'm going to start with my eyes first, but before that I'm just going to prep my skin for our foundation later, and I'm going to be using my Too Faced Hangover RX Replenishing Face Primer, and it's made with coconut water and it's really hydrating for the skin. So I really like going in with that because my skin tends to be a little more on the dry side, and even on my oily parts it doesn't tend to emphasize extra oiliness, so this is a really good primer to use. And I'm just going to take a little bit of that on my fingers and I'm just going to press it into my skin. Next, I'm going to start with filling in my eyebrows just because I feel like it's easier if those are done first to get the look that you're going for with your eyes. So I'm going to be using the Anastasia Beverly Hills Dip Brow Pomade in medium brown. I'm pretty low on this now, so I'm probably going to have to get some new ones soon, but that's just what I'm using right now, and I am gonna bring a little mirror closer because I cannot see my mirror over there when I'm trying to do this. So I'm just going to take a little bit on my brow pencil and I'm just going to brush the hairs up and then down, just going in the direction that your hair naturally grows. I think it's going to give you the more suited look for your face. And then I'm just going to start by doing the bottom part of them. And you want to go in with a light hand, otherwise if you start out with a harsh line it's harder to make it look softer. If you want a more bold brow it's easier to add more later on than to take away. And now I am just doing the top parts. I do have quite a few gaps in my eyebrows, but other than that they're fairly full, so I don't have to do too much with the dip brow, just enough so that everything looks blended together. Okay, so once you're done with your brows, you can go in and clean them up with concealer, which I will do a little bit in just a moment, but first I want to prime my eyes so that that has time to dry before I move in with my shadows. So I'm going to use the Urban Decay eyeshadow primer, the original one. I actually prefer the Eden one, I do think is what it's called. But I had a little sample of this one, so I'm just trying to use that up. And I'm just going to put a little bit on each eye, just enough to cover it, just so that our shadows will stay on in place all day and won't crease. So to set my brows in place, I have been using the Anastasia Beverly Hills Clear Brow Gel, and I used to use the L'Oreal one, but this one is amazing. It completely replaced the other one. This literally holds all day long. It's so strong. My brow hairs are quite long, so they tend to move everywhere throughout the day, but with this stuff they don't move at all, which is amazing. Okay, so now we can move on to eyes. I'm just going to take some tape and use that as a guideline for my shadows. I love doing this for shadow and eyeliner just so it gives you that nice crisp line. So once I have that there, I'm going to move into my shadows, and I'm going to be using the Kat Von D Shade and Light eye palette today. I wanted to go for more of a matte look. I usually tend to use shimmers on my lids. It's very rare that I'll do an all matte eyeshadow look, but I think I'm going to do that today. I'm going to set the eye primer that I had. I'm just going to take any flat brush and just take this shade here, which is like a nice base color, and I'm just going to put that all over my lid. It's just going to make it so that the shadows will blend nicely over the eye primer. Okay, so after you have that done, I'm going to start going in with transition shades. And I think I'm going to start with this one here, maybe this peachy one. I'll probably end up using them both, but I think I'm going to start with this one. So I'm just going to take a blending brush, get a little bit on there, and just put that a little above my crease and in it as well, so that we have a nice gradient type effect in there. Okay, so after we have that one all blended out, I think I am going to go in a little bit with this peachy color, and then I'm going to go in with this brown one. Yeah. Taking that peachy color on the same brush, I'm just going to start placing that a little below where we started the other one, just so we can start doing the gradient effect. And I'm just going to place that there. So going in with that brown that I showed earlier, I'm going to start placing that directly in my crease, down here, so that we slowly get a little gradient effect going on with our eye makeup. I know I've said that a lot already, but just in case you didn't hear. And I think I'm going to take that same brown and I'm going to place that all over my lid. Let's see how I like that color there. Okay, so after you have that done, we're going to start going in with some of the darker shades, and I think I'm going to use this one here and just start placing that like in the outer V of my eye, just to kind of darken that area up a bit. So I'm just going to take a little bit on my brush and I'm just going to start working that in. And I'm going to take a blending brush and I'm just going to try and buff out those harsh lines. Alright, so now I'm going to go in with my eyeliner and I'm going to do a winged liner today. So I'm going to use my Kat Von D ink liner. This is in the shade Trooper. So I'm not going to be able to do this on camera because I need to bring my mirror really close to me and you won't even see my face. So there's no point in me filming that part of it. But once I have that done, I will be right back. Okay, so I'm going to put my eyelashes on first and then I'm going to do my foundation and stuff before I move on to finishing the rest of the eye. So I'm using my Ardell Wispies. They're kind of connected at the bottom there, but I've really been liking these ones. So once you've waited for the glue to get a little tacky, I'm just going to place them there. And I don't feel the need to show both eyelashes going on, so I will be back in probably a second because I'm going to edit out the waiting. And I totally just failed and realized my camera wasn't on. I have no idea what the last part of this video that you saw was. I think it was me putting on my foundation. I did put on some concealer. I'm hoping that is all that you missed. But I just took some of this color right here and place it on my lower lash line. I'm gonna be so frustrated if it was more than just my foundation, but I don't think it was.
Actually, I think the last thing you would have saw was me saying I'll be back when I put my eyeliner on.
Before I blend out the lower lash line, I'm just gonna take my NYX Wonder Pencil. It's just a nice nude liner, and I'm gonna place that right in my waterline to just brighten them up. And I don't talk while doing that, let alone breathe, because I'm terrified I'm going to poke myself in the eye. I don't know how many times I've done that, and it's just, oh, it hurts. So then I'm going to take the, I'm going to take this peachy color and just use that to kind of blend out the bottom lash line. For my bottom lashes, I'm going to go in with this Tarte's Lash Paint. For my brow bone and inner corner highlight, I'm going to go in with the Becca Shimmering Skin Perfector in Pearl. This gonna use Moonstone, but I haven't used this one in forever and I really, really like it. So I think I'm gonna use that one today. And I will be using it as an all-over highlight as well, but I'm not doing that till later on. So we'll start with this. Just gonna place it there. Just to kind of give the illusion that it's a little more lifted than it is. My favorite is just on the inner corner. So for the face, we're gonna go on with a light contour. And we're just going to use the Shade and Light one by Kat Von D. And I'm going to use this shade, which is Subconscious. I should know what it is by now because clearly I use it a lot. I'm just taking it on this Morphe M557 brush. And I mean, it's not my favorite brush for it, but we'll use it today. I'm just going to do a slight little contour with it. For the forehead, I'm going to use a little bit of a bigger brush using the same color, and I'm just going to kind of fill it in there. And then I'm just going to put a little on my jawline as well. Okay, so once that's done, we can move on to blush, and for blush, I'm going to use my favorite at the moment, which is my Too Faced Love Flush blush. I always stumble over that. It's like a tongue twister, but this is in the shade Baby Love. It's just a really nice nude blush, which is pretty much my favorite. I don't like too much brightness on my cheeks. I tend to gravitate towards these nude colors, so I'm just going to take that on my Real Technique blush brush, and I'm just gonna kind of put that where I like my blush. Okay, so going back in with Pearl, I'm just going to use a fan brush, which this one probably maybe half this time. It's pretty like poofed out there, but we're just going to put that on the high points of our face. So cheekbones, temples, a little on the nose, on the lips, just pretty much anywhere you feel like glowy, which is usually everywhere. So just put it there, just right above like where your arch of your eyebrow would be, just to kind of give it the same effect as you did when you put it on your brow bone. And then I'm just going to put it on both my lips, because I have small lips, so you want to make them look as, I don't know what the word I'm looking for is, but I just like putting it there, and then a little on my nose, my forehead, chin, back on the cheeks again, and yeah, so that's pretty much that. Okay, so then I'm going to take my Laura Mercier Loose Translucent Powder, and I'm just going to try and clean up contour lines a little bit. I mean, I don't do an intense contour, like, ever, but I do like to clean it up a little bit, so I just like to put the powder there. And you can use your beauty blender too, but I felt like using a brush today, and I think I'm gonna go back in because that has a lot of fallout that way. There we go. So I'm going to finish off with the lips while we're waiting for that to bake. So I'm going to use this one today, which is Desert Suede, and I just thought it would be a good color for this look. I'm just going to start by just doing like a little outline for the liquid lipstick. This one is the NYX Suede Matte Lip Liner in Soft Spoken. And then we're going to use Desert Suede. I really like the smell of these, they smell really good. And Then we're just going to take off this powder. And that's the finished makeup look. I hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, make sure you give this video a thumbs up and make sure to subscribe so you're notified when I upload my next video. I hope you guys have a wonderful day and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.